Okay, today I'm gonna be watching Gray Still Plays. I don't know if this is gonna get me copyrighted. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go watch the video.
I'd like to take a moment to mention that gravity is cool. Gravity is cool because it allows us to have things such as Florida Man. If the gravity was, say, much, much higher, Florida Man wouldn't be able to pick up the toaster so that he could stab his cousin with it. Yes, I said stab. If the gravity were much higher, Florida Man wouldn't be able to crank back all the natty lights needed to wrestle alligators. Gravity is probably fine right where it is. But screw that. We're going to go ahead and start increasing gravity in a bunch of different solar systems in order to see exactly what happens when you make the gravity ridiculous. We're going to start this simple. It's the place where Florida Man comes to die. It's our solar system. Now, if you move over to the gravity area, you can take your gravity and you can pretty much multiply it immediately. We'll just put in 10 times gravity in space just to see what happens.
If you haven't seen my main channel, the name is Lucky Lau.
Actually, a lot more happened than what I had it down. We screwed everything up. The whole galaxy's gonna get screwed. I was thinking maybe more around, maybe 100 times gravity would start messing things up a little bit more Goku-like. But no, 10 times gravity was enough to bring Venus, Mercury, and Earth into these really long, gooey, horrifying orbit. So living on Earth kind of sucks right now. When you're far away from the sun, it's about 35 degrees Celsius. And when you get really close to the sun, it's about 629 degrees Celsius. But nothing's exploded. I mean, everything still exists. Okay. So let's make it 50 times gravity. See what that does. The sun is getting smaller because all of its goo is slowly compressing on top of itself. Okay, Mercury just exploded. That is the very first casualty. I always say that everyone hates Mercury and Mercury never gets any love. And even here, even when I start messing with Mercury's chunklets are now circling the sun. Even when I increase gravity, Mercury is the very first one to get obliterated. Hold on, we gotta go in here and take a moment to observe all of the particulates that Mercury gave up so that we could enjoy the glory of a 50 times gravity solar system. Now look, the sun now has rings. I think that Earth just blew up too. Someone else is blowing up over here. Okay, now it's just a flamethrower of sadness. The sun now has the coolest rings I have ever seen in space. It is rings of fire. That's what the sun has. You get to jump through. Oh, the Earth is still alive. I thought the Earth had exploded. Somehow we're still in one piece. I mean, again, it's 700 degrees Celsius, but we're not astral dusts, kind of spinning around the sun. Oh, hey, Venus is still chilling too. Well, since Earth and Venus are still alive, that means that we're going to have to pump this up to 100 gravity just to see where that'll get us. The Earth probably as well, but the sun continues to get way smaller. The Earth over here is starting to pull a U-turn on I-75. Things are probably going to be pretty bad. All right, we're traveling with the barren wasteland that is currently the Earth. It will be passing somewhat close to the sun. I think we may have just lost part of California. I'm not sure how many states got liquefied. Right over here, you're going to notice is where we touched down on the sun momentarily. My God, it almost got Australia. What's crazy is this entire simulation right now, like the speed that the Earth is moving, this is only 23 minutes a second, and it's crossing space at this speed. We're coming in for another pass. How much Earth are we going to lose this time? I don't think that we're close enough. Never mind. I was wrong. We were pretty damn close. Why is it always Australia? 200 times gravity. Oh, I think I sped things up way too freaking fast. 200 times gravity was probably a bad idea. Screw you, game. The Earth still lives on somehow. I'm not sure how much. Did the sun turn into a black hole? It's totally possible that the sun may have just turned into a black hole. Yep. That's a problem. So wait a second. If the sun can turn into a black hole at 200 times gravity, I think that it's totally possible that we can make every single planet in this... There goes Earth. That we can make every single planet in the solar system become a black hole with enough gravity. Also, we're gonna have to do this to the perfectly engineered solar system because there's, like 100 planets or something over there. Look, everyone. This, for those of us that can't always afford fireworks for the 4th of July, here's a little firework for you. Anyone ever make their own fireworks as a kid? We did. Anyone ever get burned by their own fireworks as a kid? We did. All right, back in the club with the original OG solar system. Straight off the bat, gravity, gonna go, I don't know, 500, 400, because I missed the 5 because I suck. 400 times gravity, right off the bat. Ready? I'm gonna turn this way down. Ready, set, go. Is everyone okay? Promise? How's the sun not a black hole yet? Maybe it takes a second to compress upon itself. I'm gonna go ahead and speed things along a little bit. Well, Mercury just got obliterated as it ran into the sun. Let's go ahead and stand on the surface of Venus. So if you imagine for a moment what it would be like to hit the sun standing on the surface of Venus. I don't even know where the hell the sun was. I'm pretty sure we came pretty close to it because we're at 1700 degrees Celsius. I still don't really know how we didn't get any black holes when we went to 500 gravity. I don't know. Sometimes science does whatever it wants. How about 1,000 gravity? Oh God. Oh Jesus. How did the sun just get way bigger? Never mind. The sun just transformed into a black hole. Okay. Ultimate engineered solar system. This is going to be our new guinea pig because there's enough stuff here to really screw things up. I think you have to do like the steps of gravities slowly. So we'll start with 100. Start with 100 gravity. Oh boy. Okay. Let's go ahead and pause that real quick because in a second it's going to be like freaking World War III in the middle of the sun over here as all the planets start smashing into one another. Florida man, this one's for you. Oh, Jesus. That was the first, like, chunk of planets. There's multiple rings of planets. So there's plenty more to come through the middle and try and get obliterated on each other. The other planets, I think, will probably be turning around and coming back as well. Yep. That is a lot of particles. It's just a cluster of explosions. Just all the planets go to the middle and then they all ricochet off one another and cause a really cool effect of exploding planets. You want to get back in on this? There we go. All right, hold on. We're gonna try and bring all this back. So let's pump it straight up to 400 Gs. Is everyone still leaving? Everyone's still leaving the perfectly engineered solar system? Yeah, I know at least a few of you want to get back in on this. There we go. Let us take a moment to follow one of the planets as it heads toward the sun very, very quickly. And as it ricochets off someone, it ends up going to 3600 degrees Celsius and also pulsating like it wants to give everyone epilepsy. It's like a flower in space, except instead of a demonstration of life, it's a giant demonstration of death. 800 didn't actually do anything. How about 15,000? How about that? I'm not sure what just happened. The entire solar system just disappeared. I feel like this is a bad thing. This time we're gonna start at 15,000. 15,000, go. Okay, so immediately the sun turns into a black hole. Yep, there it is. So the sun turns into a black hole, and now all of the planets are going to be streaking toward the middle of where the black hole is. Oh, it's eating them. Let's get real close here. Hold on, let me slow this way down so we can really... Okay, well, I slowed that down. Oh, now you want to be slowed down, huh, game? Okay. So here's all of the planets they've given up in this world. Now, right about here, about this close to the black hole, this is where all of them spontaneously catch on fire. And so what you have is you have 30 or 50 flaming balls of planet now coming at this black hole. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty awesome. Now, once they get close enough, they start to meld together. Look at this ring of planets around this black hole. They've all crushed together. The bigger planets are having a real hard time. But the smaller planets can, like, just barely kind of squeeze together. It's kind of neat looking at the planets through the black hole, too, because it warps all the appearance. All right, slow things down a little bit more. All right. I feel like we can get all of these to become black holes. So let's try 50,000 gravity. Okay, everything's starting to turn. Stuff is physically turning. So when you do this and you turn the gravity way up, one thing that you don't want to do is click on the show orbits button. If you're susceptible to flashing lights, avert your eyes. Here we go. I don't know what this is, but this is apparently the orbit. I wonder if anything's different at 50,000 times gravity, or if everything just gets eaten by the sun again. It looks like it's just going to get eaten. Some of them are kind of going sideways. What the hell is happening over here? Oh, okay. Oh, now it's not rings of death. It's like a spiral of flaming planet chunks. Okay, some of the planets are starting to get closer now. They're all just kind of brushing by, and it's causing all of them to spontaneously explode into giant strands of firework-like broken dreams. Okay, screw this. 1 billion gravity. Where the hell am I going to go? It's crazy. The planets are still planets. All right, whatever this number is in gravity. I think the only thing left is a black hole. Yeah, the entirety of the universe just turned into a black hole. All right, I'm just going to hold down on the gravity slider and see what this does as we utilize it. See, now it's a little bit different because the stuff hitting the sun, it's not
Okay, I was gonna say, it's not immediately being eaten by, a giant black hole, but now it is a black hole. And the black hole gets bigger the more gravity we put into it. Now it's the worst kind of black hole. It is a black hole hula hooping fire. You can watch as the black hole reaches the old E values. When you start messing around with high amounts of gravity, the black hole gets really big to the point where it can absorb planets and they don't even turn into flaming spheres. One of the things that you can do in this game is you can continue to add more and more planets to the sun. I think that we need a ton of planets. And then I'm going to increase the gravity. I'm kind of just banking on luck, because if one of the Earths run into another Earth as I make it, it's going to be real bad. Okay, we got a ton of everything right now. All of the Earths are looking pretty good. Climate is good. Everything's fine. Gonna start with a simple 1,000 gravity. Okay, 1,000 gravity caused a lot of bad things to happen real quick. A lot of bad things. Yep. We're getting a lot of planetary explosions over here because, again, they're brushing just past a really tiny, well, comparatively, black hole, and it's causing the remains of all these different planets to get ejaculated into space and pump this up a little bit more. Maybe like 5,000. I think part of the issue is it's just too much gravity. Maybe we only need a little bit of extra gravity. Let's just try like 5, not 54. 5. Okay, 5 gravity screws things up pretty quick. How about if we go back in gravity? How about if we go to 2? Oh, it just shoots things off into space. Well, I tried to save everyone. I really did. All right, how about only 5 gravity here? What that should do is that should bring everything like slowly toward the middle, but all in unison. Because it's all going to be affected by the gravity the same amount rather than, just making the sun bigger. Okay, everything's starting to travel into the inhabitable zone. And in a second here, things are either going to bounce away from the sun or they're going to culminate into a giant sphere of crashing. And nothing crashed. Everyone's fine. Wow, I really don't know how this happened. There's like a bajillion planets and they're all totally fine. Let's speed things up just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. They're just pulsating in and out of the reach of the sun. Look how they do it in uniform. They go in, end up spreading out. They go in, they spread out, but they never collide with one another. So it can happen indefinitely. So all the way out here, it's 16.8 degrees Celsius. Now, once you get, in over here, it's 375. So that's right about where your balls get melted off. What the hell just happened? It's just a bright light. I can't see anything. What the hell's going on here? Oh, we did it. We found heaven, I guess. I don't know what this white light is. It's just, like I said, it's just 5 times gravity. It's not that bad. Oh, there's no light over here. It's just over here. All right. Well, hope you all enjoyed this episode of Universe Sandbox 2, where in multiple galaxies all over the universe, we've had the opportunity to screw with gravity in such a way that makes everyone sad, but it causes fantastic, stellar... Alright, so we're checking out the only game where if there's not enough Florida man in the news, you can just make more Florida. It's Universe Sandbox 2. Universe Sandbox 2 is a game where numbers usually don't mean anything unless it's the freaking Earth, and then numbers piss me off. I say this because today, I want to make the Earth ridiculously large. We made the Earth bigger than the sun, but quite honestly, that's not good enough. I want to make the Earth so big that everything else pales in comparison to it and worships its giant girth. However, there's a big problem with this. Allow me to demonstrate. The problem is when you reach right around 14 Jupiters of mass. So you're at 12, you go slightly past it, and then you get a sad Jupiter. See, this is what happens when you don't stay in school. What ends up happening is the Earth ends up taking after its cocaine-abusing, drinking and driving older brother Jupiter, and ends up growing up looking like this. That's not good enough. I need to have the Earth gigantic, but still looking like Earth. See this here? The Earth, while it can still make good choices, the Earth when suddenly it endorses teenage pregnancy. Good choices, teenage pregnancy. Why does this happen right in this region? I don't know. Now, we need to make this happen because Florida Man needs a place to put his tall boy Natty Light, but also because I want to see what happens to the solar system when the Earth is so large that it takes up, an entire orbital section. Nat, that's why we gotta start screwing with the density. You're gonna notice, just like giving the Earth some Viagra, reducing the density makes the Earth get much bigger. The problem is, there's a sweet spot, because if you go too far, eventually the Earth just gives up the will to live. See, Jupiter didn't give up the will to live, it just made bad choices. I don't know how, but so far so good. I'm kind of curious, too, if as we start making the Earth freakishly large, the sun begins to interact with the surface of the Earth in a different way, and we begin to see different surface temperatures, because as of right now, the Earth is pretty freaking big. Come on, baby, you can do better than that. Oh, it's pulsating. It doesn't want to go any bigger. This is interesting. I have found the limitation of the E numbers right about here. This is about as far as you're allowed to go. That's okay, though.
Because we've got plenty of mass. Because the Earth has so little density. Just messing with the mass a slight bit increases the size of the Earth to such a spectacular amount. So to give you an idea right now, at just how big the Earth is, yeah. Okay, before we made the Earth, you know, like the size of the sun. This time, the Earth is like 30 times the size of the sun. Okay? Well, this is new and exciting. I never really reduced the density to this much. So, I'm gonna hope that all that stuff that's leaving off the Earth was things we didn't need. You know, loot boxes, demonetization, Fortnite, all that stuff. It's going off of the Earth right now. All the good stuff staying behind. Bud Light and Dodge Rams. Okay, well, you know, I mean, the Earth's smoking a lot, but other than that, it looks to be pretty healthy. It's like vaping, okay? So yeah, I don't see what could possibly go wrong. So I think we can just go ahead and keep bringing the mass up. Sure, everything will be just fine. Surface temperature's getting a little hotter, probably because, you know, the Earth is much closer to the sun now, since it's like 8 billion times the size of you. Well, it's not that much bigger. What, 100 times the size of what it used to be? I like how it's not so much that the Earth appears to get bigger. It's that everything else in the entire solar system, it just gets smaller. This is the new size difference. Even though the Earth is just pissing out sadness right now. Like, what is all this? What happens if I put a moon behind the Earth? You won't even be able to see it because it's so damn big. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Add
In
moon.
fact, 10 minutes.
The Earth is so big that the moon spawned inside of the Earth. That moon hit Africa.
14.
How come every single time something hits the Earth, it always hits Africa? All right, we got plenty more mass to go. Hey, it stopped spewing out chunks. Oh, never mind, we're back. I'm hoping I can make the Earth so big that this shockwave of death won't reach Florida. We're at 5 million kilometers. The Earth is pretty friggin' annoyed. It likes to stay at right around 400 degrees Celsius. Somehow there's still water on the surface. I'm not gonna question it. Never mind, it's ice now. Look at the size of this freakish, mutant, cancerous Earth. What the hell just happened? The hell just happened to my Earth? Who screwed my Earth up? All right, the previous Earth didn't do well enough in school. That's why it ended up dying. One moment it was sitting at, 5 million kilometers in radius. The next moment it was jumping out the window in the middle of the night and taking its parents' car. Okay, maybe we worked at this the wrong way. I'll do the mass first. We'll get to right about where we're allowed to be at, which is right about... We can go a little bit further. You can get like almost to like 12 Jupiters of mass before things start getting crapped on. All right about there. Okay, now we can start messing with the density, which will start increasing the radius. If I can't get this Earth at least 1 million times the size of a normal Earth, I'm not going to be happy. Now, you don't want to just yank all the density away all at once, right? You got to kind of ease it in there, right? Nice and slow. It's like torturing any civilization of people. You don't drop the hammer on them all at once. You take things away slowly before they realize. It's basically what it's like working for the man. They take away your paycheck. They take away your benefits. Oh, hell yes. We're able to get way farther than we were before. I mean, that's excessive. Chart-wise, here's where we are at this point in time. Oh, is Florida bigger than the sun? It's what I've always wanted. Hold on, while the Earth is dabbing on the sun, I've got to see here. Oh, there it is. I'm pretty sure that the penis of the United States is now officially bigger than the sun. We're not done yet. Now, Earth, you know, it's doing some things. Not really sure what all this is. 627 degrees Celsius chunklets coming out of it. All right, Earth, just listen. Just keep it together, man, all right? We can get way bigger than this. I know we can. We're 10 million kilometers right now. We're almost there. We're almost at an entire orbital size. Like, it's the distance between the sun and Mercury. Like, does it still orbit around the sun, or like, how does it mess with the solar system? I mean, everything looks okay. I don't know what the hell happened, but we're at 22 million kilometers in radius right now. What the hell? Are things like crashing into the Earth? Something I hadn't thought about was that the Earth is now so big that when Venus tries to give it the on your left treatment, it's gonna end up hitting it. Okay, the Earth's starting to go Super Saiyan. There's a little bit of a problem. The sun is also starting to get pulled out of its little area. Oh, God.
Hell no.
Oh, Jesus. Venus is barely even a measurable speck upon the surface of this gigantic Earth. Yep. We just lost Venus. All right, we're gonna have to go bigger. Okay, we're at 36 million. What the hell just happened to all my radius? It's like losing all the steroids all at once. No, 40 million. Oh, the Earth just got vaporized. Shh. Okay, Earth, I know we've had our differences, but I have big plans for you this time. I've put you way the hell out away from the sun. This way you're nice and cold, so that when you get big, you don't end up being 2,000 degrees Celsius. Okay, it's working. I got the Earth
Okay,
super far
bye,
away from the
guys.
sun,